Welcome to Parker's MMA Show. If you want to learn about all things going down in the fight world, you've come to the right place. Each episode, your host Parker Keene will take a deeper dive into the always entertaining world of sanctioned fist fighting. Now here's your host, Parker Keene.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Episode 84 of Parker's MMA Show. We have a very special recurring guest, friend of the program, Raufeon Stots. He is a 17-1 Bantamweight MMA fighter and the top contender in the Bellator 135-pound division, coming off a massive win over Magomedov at Bellator 264. He's now in the pole position for a title shot with Bellator. The man, the myth, the legend, Raufeon Stots. Welcome back to the show. How are you, Raufeon?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Feeling good. You know, I feel a lot better after that intro. But I'm feeling...
So last time you were on the show, Raufeon, you come on this show, you said, I want to fight with one man. I want to fight with Magomedov, and I'm coming out with a victory. How good does that feel to call your shot like that?
Man, it feels amazing, you know. Yeah, I wanted Magomed, you know. I mean, I want everybody. I literally want everybody. I don't know if there's a lot of people out there, you know, that genuinely want to fight everybody, but I want to fight all of them.
So did anything surprise you about the fight with him? Was there anything that he did that you were like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, or he was a little stronger, a little quicker? Anything surprising about Magomed?
Yeah, he was a little faster on the feet, or just quicker on the feet, you know, with some of his strikes, his spinning attacks. I expect him to throw spinning attacks, but they were fast. They were pretty quick. And then on top, which I knew he was going to be good, you know, on top, and I knew he was going to be good once he got his hands locked. But I'm usually when I'm on bottom, I'm usually able to make a decision whether I want to come underneath or kind of pop up and dictate kind of where his head goes. But he did a good job of not getting too high or low while he was on top, you know, to kind of control me. And I didn't control the head kind of like I should have. But other than that, everything kind of went according to plan.
So you guys were talking a lot during that fight. What are you guys saying to each other in there?
Okay, so the first time I think I said I was I don't know, but he was smiling at me a lot before. I said no. I hit him with something. Maybe I jabbed him or something, and he said something like "shit's weak" or whatever. And I was like, "Wait, motherfucker, you can speak English, motherfucker? I thought you couldn't speak English." He was like mid fight, like what? I don't know if he was I don't know if he was he knew a couple phrases or what. But it kind of during the fight. Even I came back to my coach and I was like, dog, that motherfucker can speak English. That shit threw me off. I thought for this whole time you spoke no English.
That's hilarious.
So I was saying that, but most of the stuff was me just posturing at him and kind of letting him know he was in a fight and you know, he wasn't gonna be able to just run me over. Cause I feel like he felt that way before. He's smiling at me, kind of like I'm, you know what I mean? Like I'm just this peon, you know what I'm saying? So I'm smiling back, but I'm smiling like no, you in a fight. Like you didn't think you was gonna be in a fight. So yeah, that was most of what I was saying. I don't remember much else.
So obviously he's a decorated wrestler, but you were pretty much able to fend off all of his takedowns. How do you feel like your wrestling ability will be respected after this fight? Obviously, you made a huge statement.
Yeah, it should be respected. I don't know why people thought I was so far behind in wrestling. You know, I'm a 2-time national champion in wrestling. I know my wrestling, and that's the other thing. I understand that American wrestling is different from Sambo wrestling. I understand where Sambo wrestling is good, you know. So I'm not like a typical American wrestler because I understand I take parts from, you know, a lot of people, and I'm not like a typical American wrestler. I wrestled American, but I also started late. I started as a junior in high school, you know, wrestling, and I just picked up, you know, what I needed to pick up, and I picked up things fast. And I also understand that Sambo wrestling is more suited toward MMA, so I picked up a lot of their techniques. But I also understand where they struggle, you know, getting the takedown. So I understand grappling. I understand it a lot more, or it comes more naturally for me to understand grappling. So it's a lot easier for me to like dictate grappling exchanges just because I understand what they need to do. But I think my wrestling is definitely going to be respected. Like it was respected before, but I feel like this is on a different level. Like people are kind of understanding, like, I'm on a different level with the wrestling. There's nobody in the world that can kind of out grapple me. So yeah.
What are some of those holes you see in kind of the Russian or Sambo wrestling?
So the Russians are like good. Like once they get their hands locked, whether they are around the leg or they're around the body, they're really good once they get around the body. But they got to get their hands locked around the body, and then what they struggle at is their like entry. Like taking a shot. So their shots, when they take a shot, it's very kind of I want to say like kind of it sucks. It kind of sucks, like their entry kind of sucks. Like once they get their hands locked, so most of the time they just enter to get into the exchange, and then they're able to like kind of wrestle their way through or chain stuff together to end up getting a takedown. But they never get like clean takedowns off the back. They usually like get to a leg and then climb up to a body, or get to a leg and then push you against the fence, kind of. It's never like a clean takedown, or at least Magomed, when I watched his fight, there is never like a clean takedown. It's like once he gets his hands locked, once he shoots, he kind of shoots to his knees. He kind of puts himself in bad position when he shoots. He kind of reaches when he shoots. He doesn't mix his strikes well enough in with his takedowns to like close the gap with the striking before he takes people down. So like that stuff I picked up on watching film and just being a student of the game.
Did you kind of feel that on the lead up to the fight, that people were kind of sleeping on your wrestling, maybe just because of his heritage or Dagestani and Russian wrestler?
Oh, I know they were. Like, as soon as I seen, like, well, I knew I was gonna be an underdog because, like, Russia is like the place to be. If you an MMA guy and you are from Dagestan,
Yeah, you were plus 4-1 underdog. You were
4-1. Yeah, yeah. So I knew I was gonna be an underdog. I didn't think I was gonna be that big of an underdog, but yeah, Russia is like the place to be. So I understand, Bellator is like pushing the Russian guys. You know what I mean? Khabib is like he's like the best in the world. You know what I mean? So everybody wants the next Khabib and wants the next Dagestani wrestler. So like the Russians are very high regarded. You know what I mean? Like in any promotion they fight for. So and I knew like so worldwide he had probably more backing or following, or you know what I mean, more people were probably privy to his fights or knew more about him just because of his background. So and then he's tough. Also he beat Peter Yan, so that right there probably gives him the edge over most people. Most people in the world. So so I pretty much knew that I was gonna be like an underdog. But yeah, I didn't think I was be so so big. People would have thought I was gonna get run over like that.
well. Obviously it didn't matter. You 4-1 underdog. You had the guy's back multiple times. At that level, does that frustrate you to not get a finish? Or are you just happy with the victory and you say, let's move on to the next one?
No, I'm definitely upset. About not getting that finish. I feel like that was like a perfect time to get the finish. And that was exactly how I felt like I was gonna get the finish on him. Was late in the third, but yeah, I made some mistakes, but that's the beauty about me is I try not to like dwell so much on the win. I try to dwell on what I can be better at, constantly getting better. So I know the things I need to work on to finish that choke. So next time, I don't let that happen.
How deep did that feel?
Man, it was so deep. So
I heard
was like, I heard him. I heard
Yeah.
him gurgling. I was like, oh man. And then I like felt like, oh well, I'm gonna have to like put him out. Like I'm trying to like squeeze him, you know, with one arm, but I should have like walked my fingers all the way back. I was like trying to like use my muscle and like really like get it in deeper and then like really squeeze. And then also I need to bring my elbow back so I can put it on more of like a trachea choke. But yeah, hindsight 2020. But I thought I had it. And and I also made like when I first sunk it in, I should have stuck my hand behind his head instead of on top of his head. Like he was tough and he was not, I mean, he wasn't gonna like tap unless I put him out, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it was deep though, man. I thought for sure I was gonna finish that fight.
At the end there, did you just decide to bail just to not blow out the arms, or?
No, so I mean I should have bailed, but I was like I wanted it bad. So I was trying to, I gave up kind of a little position, because I was like trying to switch it to like a bulldog choke. So I would like bring my knee kind of in front of his arm and then kind of like tee out with him and then kind of go for a bulldog choke. But he did a good job defending that. And then I ended up on bottom, where I should have just, I probably should have, you know, kept my position and, you know, not went so hard for the finish once I didn't have the rear naked, but I was trying to get him out of there.
Yeah.
So you're 5-0 in Bellator now, right? And you have now a win over a guy who's beaten the UFC champion. I mean, do you feel like you should be talked about in the top bantamweights in the world, Bellator, UFC, whoever it is?
Yeah, in my eyes, right now I'm the best bantamweight in the world. I feel like you know, just my like how I approach fights and you know, like it's I'm realizing it's like I'm a problem to deal with. Like nobody can really, you know, figure out my game and get a hold on me because I'm so well rounded. So I don't feel like there's a lot of people that can, you know, deal with me. So I feel like I'm the best in the world, regardless of promotion. That got Peter Yan, which I feel like Peter Yan is still like the champion of the UFC, or he should be. And yeah, and it definitely got Peter Yan's attention. He like tweeted at me or something, how I got knocked out by Marab. What was that? Like 4 years ago, or I don't know, 8 fights ago. You know, but also he lost to what's the name? He lost to what's his name? The guy just Magomed. He lost Magomed that same year. So I feel like I'm the best bantamweight in the world right now. That's how I feel.
What is beating a guy like Magomed that's got a win like that against one of, you know, the UFC champion? What does that do for your confidence moving into your next fight?
Yeah, it just affirms that, you know, I'm as good as I'm claiming to be, as I'm trying to be. You know, it just reaffirms, you know, what I've been working for or working toward is like working, you know, my hard work is paying off and I'm definitely improving and you know, it's just like the fights are like cool because I put in a lot of work, you know, behind the scenes that nobody sees. But the fights is like times where I can like have fun and just show off and just let everything fly and you know kind of see where I'm at and see what I need to work on. So you know it's good to have. It's like a little checkpoint to say, oh yeah, you're doing really good. You know, keep it up.
So obviously the current Bellator bantamweight champion is your teammate Sergio Pettis. You talked about it a little bit after the fight, but do you have any reservations about fighting a teammate? And is this something y'all have kind of discussed internally amongst the team, how you're going to handle that?
No, we haven't. Like we literally have me and Serge, like we talked about it one time. And I was just like, hey man, if it has to happen, and he was the same way. Like if it has to happen, it has to happen, you know, like it's whatever. But other than that, we haven't like discussed logistics really. Like after this fight, I was like, hey coach, like for real though, what if I do have to fight, like what we gonna do or whatever. And he was like, one of the Scott Cushman was actually like I say y'all just like y'all train or whatever. Maybe y'all train together, maybe y'all train at different times, but then do y'all bring 2 teammates each and then no coaches and then y'all just go and freaking handle it and then come back. You know what I mean? That way, you know, we don't have to like split we don't split everything and you know it don't get weird, but we'll see. We have no idea yet. I feel like we will have an idea once, or we'll have to like sit down and talk maybe once, you know, they announce that I'm fighting Sergio.
Have you ever experienced anything like that, fighting a teammate?
No, I've never fought a
Yeah.
teammate. Never.
Yeah. So I
The
guess my next
closest,
question. Yeah.
like
Go ahead.
wrestling teammates for like starting spots or wrestling, you know, meeting them in tournaments, you know.
So your approach is just if we got to fight, we got to fight, and then we move on after that, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not like me and like Serge is a professional. I'm a professional. Neither one of us are like high heads. Regardless, win or lose, and that's the other thing. Like, I don't want him to lose, but I also don't want me to lose for my family. You know, so it's
Right.
weird. But you know, I have no I won't disrespect him, or you know, or like I have no ill will towards Sergio. Sergio is he's like the most genuine person. He's one of the most genuine people I know. My wife even talks about it. She's like Sergio just like he asked me how I'm doing, you know, after pregnancy, and most people don't like
Yeah.
even think about that. MMA fighters. So yeah, he's a good dude.
So yeah, I'll ask the next question. So obviously they asked you about that after the fight, and you kind of brought up this idea of a bantamweight Grand Prix. Is that something that's actually been talked about, or are you just kind of throwing it out there and trying to push it into?
You know, I'm just throwing it out there, hoping, grasping at straws. You know, I feel like it's a good time. No, I feel actually before they announced that Romero and Anthony Johnson was coming, I heard that bantamweight was next. That was like one of the reasons I signed with Bellator too.
Right.
Because they hadn't done a bantamweight tournament, and I seen they were signing some pretty good bantamweights. So I thought that was, you know, down the line somewhere. But also like there's a lot of them. There's a lot of good bantamweights, and I feel like it's a good option for me, because then I most likely I'll be on the opposite side of Sergio, and so then we can train together at least for a little longer until we have to fight. But also then I also get to fight like a lot of those people that I want to fight. You know what I mean? Whereas like I probably won't get to fight a lot of them if I'm, you know, I'll probably just fight the number one contender, whoever that is, if I become champion, you know.
So other than Sergio and yourself, who are some of those names you'd like to see in that tournament?
I like to see Juan Archuleta. If he can get back down to bantamweight, he's been looking big. I heard he's kind of fat right now. I like Patchy Mix. I feel like James Gallagher would be a good name. He sucks, but he'll be a good name to be in the tournament. Uh, no, I feel like who else? Leandro Higo. He's a very good bantamweight. Who else? There's that guy that just beat Keith Lee. His name is Hugo Hornell, something like that.
What about Horiguchi? Do you think there's a chance we could see Horiguchi in a Grand Prix?
That would be dope. That would be crazy. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome if Horiguchi was in it. That'd be crazy. Yeah, man.
Is that your number one guy you'd want to fight? Obviously, Sergio has the belt, but would you like? Is Horiguchi high on that list for you?
Yeah, hell yeah! I'd love to fight Horiguchi, man. That'd be crazy. I feel like Sergio has a better chance of fighting him right now, but if I could like fight him, I feel like the tournament would be a good time. I would love to, man. I would love to.
And what would you rather? So it sounds like you're more interested in the tournament actually than you are in the title shot.
For me, two things. Okay, so I'm a prize fighter, so I'm fighting for the money. You know, I'm fighting for my family. You know, but that's why I do this. So $1 million is like, you know, $1 million obviously is more money that I would make, kind of if I just fought for the title. Also, I have like guaranteed fight, if I was in, a tournament. You know what I mean? Like your schedule is kind of set, you know, so you know you got a couple fights, you know what I mean, or people gotta fight you next, kind of. Whereas like if you just like get scheduled, I feel like for me, especially, it's not you. I'm not like a big people not lining up to fight me. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard for me. You know, I gotta fight guys like Magomed for people to like want to fight, and that was one of the reasons I picked Magomed, because he was the only one that was like, yeah, like I'm gonna beat this kid's ass. Like I want to fight this dude. You know what I mean? He thinks he's good. I'm gonna beat him. You know what I mean? So it's not a lot of people out there like that want to fight me. So I feel like with a tournament, they ain't got no choice but to fight me. So I'm guaranteed, you know what I mean, fights within a certain time. And then yeah, the $1 million prize at the end.
Has that ranking system helped out with that a little bit? You know, we've heard quite a few Bellator guys say that they feel like that's kind of clearing the gray area of, hey, you know, I know he's badass. I don't want to fight him. Maybe I'll fight James Gallagher, who's a bigger name
Yeah,
and, you know, not
yeah.
as good. Has that
I
kind of helped?
think the ranking system has helped with that, because then now people got like clear paths, or
Right.
and also like before it was like, okay, you fight Raufeon, you know he's good, but nobody else really knows, you know, how good he is, and there's not a lot of upside. You know what I mean? You don't really gain a lot.
Right.
You don't gain as much. But now that I got like a number next to my name, now okay, you can at least gain a number. You know what I mean? You get closer to that spot
Right.
of fight title if that's what you want to do. You know, so I think the ranking system has helped.
So let's talk a little bit. If you do get that title shot, how do you look at a 5-round fight different than a 3-round fight?
It's just a lot more training. You know, just you know, I feel like I mean, a lot of it is like in your head and being comfortable, being uncomfortable type of thing. I fought one or two other. Well, I've only fought the distance of 1 5-round fights. I've had 2 or 3 5-round fights that I was supposed to have. Um, but yeah, I feel like the training is just, you know, I just gotta go dig a little deeper in training, and kind of do more gauntlets, and just you know, get comfortable being really uncomfortable.
How obviously if you fight Sergio, it's a little different. But how does it benefit you to have guys like that? You know, him and his brother in your camp that have been there, they've done that, they've had big 5-round fights. How does that experience, especially your coach, obviously, he's been there, you know, time after
Yeah.
time. How does having guys like that in your camp just prepare you for the next step in your career?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I've been super blessed with the people that I've been able to like train with and train under,
Hmm.
because and their experience is just it's like all the troubleshooting that they had to do, they can just give me kind of what works. You know what I mean? So it's like a clear path for me to get, you know, as good as they get or they got, you know, because a lot of their stuff that they had to do were through trial and error. You know, they like Duke Rufus tells us a lot of times. I tell you from experience, not because, you know, a lot of the stuff I've done right, you know, and I tell you those things, but majority of the stuff I've done wrong. I've done it the wrong way, so I know what not to do. You know what I mean? So I take that advice very seriously from guys like Coach Duke Rufus, Jens Pover, Pat Miletich, you know, a lot of those old school guys that, you know, kind of been Tyron Woodley, you know, Paul Felder, a lot of those guys that Anthony Pettis that been there and you know, have performed and know kind of what works and what, you know, your mindset and stuff should be, and all the like intangible things, you know, like things like you wouldn't know unless you've been there, like you should get comfortable with like the lights from the camera on the canvas like are hot, you know,
Hmm.
in certain venues, you know, stuff like that, or you know, like when you're walking out, what you should feel, or how you should be thinking, how you should be present, you know, things that just, you know, people don't think about, you know, and then it's nice to, you know, like know those things before, because then you can be more comfortable, you know, in those situations.
How much time have you spent in your career with Tyron Woodley? Because in my mind, I'm watching you in that last fight, and I'm thinking this looks just like Tyron Woodley. You're
Yeah,
loose. You're doing the weird things with your arms, and it looks like you're just ready to explode.
yeah,
And the takedown defense is obviously incredible. So it was just something weird. As I was watching that fight, I was having like Tyron Woodley in his prime flashbacks. It was weird.
That's what's up, man. That's a
weird.
hell of a compliment. I appreciate that. Yeah, me and Tyron spent a lot of time when he was at Rufus Sport. Like we used to go on like runs together and just, you know what I'm saying, chop it up and kind of, you know, he tell me his story and I tell him my story, and he same thing. He would like tell me like, hey, what to look out for, you know, like things that he felt he wished he would have done better, you know. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time with him, with Tyron, you know, and I developed a really good relationship with him just because, yeah, we kind of came from around the same background. He said he's seen a lot of himself in me, and he said God was calling him to, you know, kind of influence my life type of thing. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time with Tyron.
It was weird. It was just some of the weird kind of movements you were doing.
A lot of stuff too. Duke Rufus, like, he will reference, and Tyron has taught me a lot. Like, I got a bunch of videos of him, like, giving me technique and tactics and stuff, you know. You know, I haven't heavy sparred with him, but I like spar with him a lot. He drilled with him a lot, you know. But yeah.
He's got a big one coming up on Sunday, biggest payday of his career. He better knock this kid out. I'm sick of seeing him on my television.
We gotta get this motherfucker out of here, man. Gotta get this mother. Yeah, no, I think he. I mean, he's prepared. I definitely think he's prepared, and you know, I'm rooting for him. Obviously, you know, I think he's gonna get it done. You know, just
we are. All of us who watch Real Fighting are rooting for him on Sunday. There's no doubt in my mind that that the MMA community is firmly behind Tyron on this one.
Yeah, gotta be, man, gotta be. Yeah, but yeah, I got faith in him.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Scott Coker or Bellator at all about what's next and kind of when you'd like to be back in the cage?
I was actually gonna probably call my manager this week, probably midweek into the week, to kind of see what's next and see what's going on. We just moved to Texas, so
welcome.
And oh, you live in Texas?
Let's go.
Yeah, Houston, right?
Yeah, I moved to Houston. Yeah.
We're in Dallas.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I just moved here, and you know, I was moving during the camp. So like this was the first camp that I was doing like remotely or whatever. So I would like to stay here at least for like 2-3 weeks, you know, to kind of get acclimated and get my family together, and yeah, and then like after that, then probably start a camp. So I was hoping like around like late November, December, to get back in there. But yeah, I gotta see what kind of Bellator is looking to do. But yeah, so I haven't really like been on. Usually I'm like calling my manager like right away, like, okay, what's next? Like, what we doing next? But I want to, but my wife also want me to chill out just for a little bit, you know. She's also been doing the single parent thing for like 2 months now, so it's time for me to help out a little bit.
Is there anything that you would take other than a title shot or a space in the Grand Prix?
I mean, I take, if depending on how long those two things take. If those things are gonna take like past February or something, then I'll take another fight. Like I'll fight Juan Archuleta, I'll fight Patchy Mix or any of those guys. Really, I don't really care. Yeah, I fight.
As long as the check cashes.
Huh? Yeah.
As long as the check cashes, right?
I'm trying to run them up. Anybody that want to fight next, I'm ready to fight. If the title thing isn't working immediately, you know, if we gotta wait till like March or past February, really. If I gotta wait past February, then I'm gonna want to fight again.
So obviously you're 17-1 now. You're racking up a solid record. Do you ever sit and think about kind of what do you want your legacy to look like in martial arts when it's all said and done? And then do you kind of sit and plan out how you're going to get there?
You know, I have not really thought about that. Like my legacy, because like I said, I'm like a prize fighter, so I'm not really looking to when I'm done. I'm just looking to like make an impact for my family you know, while I'm here, or while I'm doing it. You know what I mean? So I'm
Mhm.
trying to do as much as I can do while I'm doing it, because I know I'm not fighting forever. You know, so I haven't really thought about that. I don't really thought about what my legacy is gonna look like. You know, I probably should, but I know I want to be champion, and then you know, going forward, I haven't really thought about. I should probably take some time and think about that. Actually, that's a good question.
Hey, we sit down in Texas, hash it out. We'll figure it out.
I bet. Cool. Perfect.
All right. So obviously, you just said you want to get back in there, fairly soon. What in your mind is the biggest thing that you need to improve on the rest of this year?
I think I need to improve on like letting my hands go more, just being just more output. Um, you know, I feel like I do very good defensively, you know, and I just gotta let my hands go. Just trust them more. And yeah, I've been working on it, you know, but I just gotta trust and, you know, do it more reps doing that. I think I try too much to be like perfect, and it like hinders my output. Um so I'm gonna like dial back being so perfect so I can just do more output and let my technique kind of just take over.
And Raufeon, the first time I ever saw you fight was in Legacy in the Bomb Factory in Dallas, Texas, actually. And you've just made monumental improvements in a very short amount of time. How are you able to get so much better so quickly?
Man, I'm constantly I feel like every day I gotta get better, you know. And that's what it's about for me, like just like chipping away every day, you know, at better. And I like posting something today, like it all adds up. Like even today, like I do a little today, I do a little tomorrow. I'll do a little more, I'll get a little more, you know, as I get fights, I'm doing a little more, but I feel like it all adds up. If I just like if I wait too long to like start improving, or you know, if I wait till I get a fight to start improving, then it's too late for me. In my eyes, I feel like I should always be improving, like every day. You know what I mean?
Is it for you? Is it drilling? Is it sparring? Is it conditioning? Is it nutrition? Like, what do you think is really like the thing that you're super good at? These other guys just really aren't on
Well,
top of.
I've done a lot of I picked up a lot of sparring after COVID. Actually, I've done like a lot of sparring, and it's not like hard, all of it is not hard sparring. Like I do probably like 2 hard sparring sessions a week, but then a lot of it is just pretty much just being comfortable, being hit at, and being able to like uh yeah, strike and wrestle and everything at a working rate without like getting overexcited. You know what I mean? So it's like sparring is like really common to me. You know what I mean? I'm just like really comfortable getting hit at. I'm comfortable getting kicked and takedowns thrown at me. You know, like, and I don't like like I want people to try to hit me hard and me not to be affected by it. You know what I mean? So I've been doing that a lot. I feel like lately, and I feel like that's helped a lot. Just MMA fighting as much as I can, and not doing it to where I'm like getting brain damage, but I'm like intelligently defending and controlling my head and my breathing and stuff. So I'm just comfortable. I'm comfortable when people are like growling at me. It's like nothing for me. So I feel like that's one of the reasons.
Okay, so obviously now, I mean, you're pretty much undeniable. You're a top 5 bantamweight in the world. You can say that. So how do you how do you change anything to your approach or your motivation, or do you just keep going and just kind of knocking all these guys off one by one? Is that kind of how you look at it?
Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. Like I said, I'm gonna try to keep improving on the things that I feel like I need to improve on, and just improving overall. So and constantly learning and stuff. But yeah, I just keep knocking off. And that's the other thing. I'm not like I usually don't try to fight, or I don't believe in like camps. So I don't train a camp for a certain guy. like I just constantly self-improve, like every day, try to get better at my game. You know what I mean? Because everybody's gonna be adjusting to what I do, so I gotta just get better at my game and enforcing my will. And then as we get a fight, then I'll attack stuff. But I'll attack stuff or pull out different tools for a different fighter. But I got all those tools because I'm skill building all the time. You know what I mean? For my game. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's like a lifestyle for me to like training is just a lifestyle. Training and learning martial arts is the lifestyle.
What do you do to kind of improve the mental aspect? Obviously, when you start knocking these guys off, the fights are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and more pressure. What do you do? Your body's sharp. What do you do to keep that mind sharp and keep getting better there?
I've been doing self affirmations since COVID. Also, I've been looking into doing those or just reading about them and stuff. And I feel like I keep adding stuff to it. So like what I usually say it when I wake up. I say it kind of when I go to sleep, when I shower, when I'm like feeling winded in like before every round usually. But I say like I'm confident and fearless in all that I do. I dominate, excite, and finish fights. I'm calm in the fire because I am the fire. I also say I'm a bad motherfucker. I also say I'm the best bantamweight in the world. And I say those things into a mirror. I say it a lot. And I'm like constantly, especially like this fight when I was like counted out. I feel like my mind or everybody's mind is like I'm in a constant battle with my mind and mediocrity. So I just constantly I'm arguing with my mind and telling them like, no, you're the best in the world. Like you are the best. You're confident and fearless. You're bad. You know what I mean? And even it comes to the point where even when like coaches will be like harping on people and stuff, and they'll be like, yeah, this is why y'all can't get you know what I'm saying, or finish the two or finish this or whatever. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, I can finish any fucking thing I want to do, but I'm like constantly telling myself, that I'm the best,
I got one more for you. You got to say, I'm going to beat your ass in yellow Crocs. That's what's up.
Straight up. Hey,
let's go. Crocs.
I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm confident and fearless in all that I do. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yes. In the studio.
You say what?
Yeah, I got to get a yellow Crocs in the studio. Signed yellow Crocs.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna beat your ass in some yellow Crocs.
That's some Texas shit right there.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
All right, Raufeon, I know you've been on the show before, so you knew this was coming. Rapid fire, 5 questions, just like a 5-round fight. You knew what I wanted to talk about when I got you on today. Rapid fire, 5 wrestling questions. Are you ready for this?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, question number 1. What takedown or finishing move have you trained the most?
Double leg.
Question number 2. During your wrestling career, who is the athlete that you most admired?
TJ Hepburn.
Question number 3. Other than yourself, who is the best wrestler in MMA currently?
Kamaru Usman.
Question number 4. Who is your favorite professional wrestler of all time, like WWE?
CM Punk.
Just came back, too. That was a hell of an entrance.
Yeah.
Question number 5. Would you rather have $1 million and an MMA World Championship belt or an Olympic gold medal in wrestling?
$1 million in MMA belt.
There it is.
Let's go.
Tell the people where they can find you on social media and any shout-outs you may have.
Yeah, I like you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Raufeon Stots, one word. Like to shout out Combat Corner, Perfect Sport, BB Roofing, and Scott J Transportation.
Awesome. Raufeon, number 1 contender in Bellator, next in line for the title. You heard it from the man himself. He is the best bantamweight in the world, and he will beat your ass in yellow Crocs.
Let's go.
That was episode 84 of Parker's MMA show. I'm Billy Naden. That was Parker Keene. He's Raufeon Stots. Raufeon, thank you so much for coming on the show again. Can't wait for your next fight and can't wait to have you back.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Next time.
All right, y'all keep doing it. Appreciate it. See ya.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Yeah.
Texas Trees is the premier tree care company in the DFW area. Whether you need basic maintenance or specialized services, when it comes to trees, we've got you covered. Pruning, chipping, bracing, and cabling, even root barriers and disease control, we do it all. And if you aren't sure what you need, we have certified arborists on staff to point you in the right direction. Visit us at northtexastrees.net. That's northtexastrees.net. Thanks for listening to Parker's MMA Show. Take a moment to rate and review on Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcast, and visit parkerkeensmmashow.podbean.com for additional information on Parker and to stay up to date on the latest drama in the fight world. For more information and important links about today's episode, check out the show notes.